Hi guys, Justin here, welcome Farm 26, and it's probably a moment some of you guys have been waiting for a while. It's been raining and wet. I've got just about everything, all the little stuff that's not worth videoing that I do, that anyone does in their normal life. Pick up, clean up, this, that, and the other. But anyways, I'm down to a point where I can probably get this in the shop fairly easily tomorrow. So we're going to start by giving it a good bath. But to give it a good bath, and I don't know how long I'm going to be at this, we got to get into it. And I like to know what I've got in there for. Opened one of these, there's these little, there your side tin comes off. And yeah, we're going to make a pile of tin and extras because this thing is going to be clean. And then hood's got to come off, but I need some wrenches for that. Wonder if I got them right here. Negative right here, so I'll get my wrench rack and get back to you. So, quarter drive set for a bit. I think these are half. We got a half and a 9/16, so someone's been here before. And I knew they were, I just couldn't remember what side. There's one side loose. Getting closer. All right. I know this this piece is gonna have to come off. If I remember right, he's either 5/16 or 3/8, one of the two, if I remember right. Nice. More of that rust we all have come to appreciate on this rig. Thought there was two. Now the question is how was that in the cab? We're going to want him out. Well, might as well keep going. I think those are 9/16. But I don't have to take them, I can just take the top. So when I say tin off, I mean tin off. I don't mean kinda off. I mean we're gonna clean it right. Well, I'm going to take the other side off. Now, I already did it on the other side, but don't forget your horn in the front here. But quick socket swap. Get that grill out of there. Now I have not taken much of this tin off. That isn't going to work. We'll have to go in on an angle. Oh, someone stuck a 7/16 up in there too. There. But basically there's 2 bolts up in the corner up here need to come out. Kind of wished I had my ratcheting wrenches right now. And on the hood there's a bolt here and here, and I think I'm going to get them off deal because it's just kind of fiddly. Well, I got our bolts out of here, bolts out of the front, and we're not ready for him yet. Get this out of the way. But you pop your hood up and voila. That horn is just bolted right there, so other piece of tin gone. You know, I haven't found a clean piece of tin yet. Okay, now let's go north. This guy's got to come off. Man, I was really hoping to not have to take a hammer to him. Some you do, some you don't. Well, let's get rid of this, that way we don't break the bowl. I mean, he's just plastic. I shut you guys off while I get a hammer. Just thought I'd give you this one. 8600 TW20, and we're going to try and get them both in the same shot. You know, they're basically the same frame. They're basically the same tractor. Just that one doesn't have the power that one's got. It's amazing what, trying to think how many years that would be. 8000s come out in the late 60s, and that'd be real late 70s, early 80s. Quite a difference. All right, let's get that air cleaner off. Okay, now I got a hammer here. That little housing's aluminum. And I'm sure what happened is it's just that white froth you get from aluminum. It's all gentle. I mean, we're not driving railroad ties. And he's coming. Patience game. There. Not a big deal. It's not just that. It's white stuff and just plain garbage. Put him there for now. I haven't looked at this muffler either, and he's one of them truck deals, and he is rather solid, so we're going to get him off camera. I'm going to show you how he goes afterwards. Well, I took the clamp loose and fiddled and pounded, and he's stuck. We'll get him loose, but we're gonna go for plan B for right now, and that's just to pull the fuel cap. And hopefully this rubber's kind of stuck. Struggle's real. Don't care what way it comes off, the rubber's gotta. There we go. Just leave it on the tank. Put our hood up. Throw our cap back on before we get all that whatever's under the hood in the tank. And it's one thing nice about these Fords, they got that platform. You kind of got somewhere to stand. All right. They're not the world's heaviest hood. Way easier than deer. Still not fun. Well, he might be on there for a while. Let's see, radiator cap on. Yep. All right, well, we accomplished something anyway. We can get something cleaned. I'm gonna leave this hood here though, because I know he hasn't been washed in forever. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna power wash. Well, it's getting to that point where it's getting kind of dark out, so I think I'm gonna pack some stuff up, and yeah, we'll be continuing on this tomorrow. I got a lot more to do before it's going in the shop, so all right, see you in the morning. So it is, it's next day, and yeah, I did give it just a little more power wash. You probably can't see, you guys are kind of looking into the sun. Sun's out. Can I combine? No. But I think we can get this in the shop today. What we're gonna do though, I got a small shop, so these need to come off, and since that PTO was out, I got to get it cleaned further back. So fuel tank, steps, and this is going to come off. So and that's what we're doing up here. I haven't decided how I want to video you guys on this pier yet, but anyways, I'm just going to do the little things you got to do to get them side plates off, knock some of them bolts out, and I'm going to just do that all in time lapse. It's nothing crazy. So I just thought I'd kind of show you what I did here. There's these two and these two. And if you notice, there was a strap here for your battery cables, and that was just, yeah, just took them off. Yep. And remove that deal. So you can do that because the block is bolted. Now, you're not going to want to go out to the field with that missing, but to get this to the shop, we're not going fast. And besides that, well, you can see the muck that's under there. It's yeah, it's just a good time for it to go. I did take my coolant filter off its base. I want these steps to go because we are going to have to split it right where my fingers are here for that PTO that we lost in the stock chopper last year, or last spring. But besides that, I took that bolt out there for the step, that one there for the step, and I'll rattle this one off for you live, and that should be this side, other than the dual, done. Get you set up here real quick. Well, I'll start a new. And I don't know how good you'll be able to see this or not, but alright, just like NASCAR. Now there is a voltage regulator on that step, and you got to make sure he's undone. Someone switched this over to a Delco one wire, and I don't know, I might just change him back. Nothing against Delcos, but the one wires I haven't. It seems like you always get a battery drain from them. They're really good for, let's say, 5 years. And then you get a battery drain out of them. Some of them, the cheaper ones, like the budget ones, I've had some of them that don't last 6 months. We're just putting our bolts in, more so that we don't lose them, because we're going shop to shop than anything. Every bolt I'm putting back in a hole, just so we don't lose them. You know what? I could pull these out too. These are the cab heats. And I could put them in a more friendly spot as far as cleanup goes. Okay. Wrap him back around. Actually, Motorcraft hoses on him. I really don't think there's been a lot done to this. Well, getting closer. I'm going to take that and get rid of that, and we'll see you on the other side. So under here, on this side, let me back up a second. So this tank has got fuel in it, and this tank is full. It's good fuel. It's fresh fuel. What I'm going to do is take it out 2 gallons at a time and put it in the service tank on the pickup. But this tank will drain into this tank, but this plug here, right under here, is stuck. So I'm going to take a little pipe, and we're going to try and ease him off nice and easy. And there he goes. I mean, if you're going to put a pipe on an Allen, use some discretion. They're not hard to rip out. Okay, so now we got him semi-loose. I'm going to go get the pickup, the service tank, and see you in a minute. Okay, got the pickup up here, and we got our little can, and you know what? I got a rag behind you. We're going to clean that up, because this fuel is going to go in the combine. I did pressure wash under here, but he's not perfectly clean, if you know what I mean. Man, until you've got a machine clean, know what? I got an idea. I might just have something to make this a little easier. Because that's kind of a mess. Alright, so let's try this again. I got a little chunk of PVC here, and I know it's going to drip some, but this should keep the flow down, if you know what I mean. Oh, it's the wrong size. Damn it. Kind of wished I had one of them pneumatic pumps. I could plumb in here somehow real easy. Alright, we're going to try something else. Okay, we're going to try this again. I got another valve. But what we're going to do this time is let it drop. And that fuel tank doesn't vent the fastest, so we're going to put them on right at the end. Okay, it's already slowing down. Now we just shut our valve. Actually, I'm going to go back just a little bit. He doesn't have to be perfectly tight. There you go. Little valve. We'll take 3 gallon this time, since we got a couple cans. Alright, well, you know what I'll be doing? That little valve works pretty good, 1/2 inch pipe. Well, I got most of the fuel out, but it's not all out. So what I'm going to do, pull this bracket here off, bolt here and bolt here on both sides. And we're going to tip this tank back, and that's going to allow us to get that last gallon that's in him out in this top tank. Then I can pull the top tank. Okay, so the only thing holding this tank on, now that we've got these bolts and that strap out, and that strap doesn't hold anything, it's just, you can't get around them easy, is this hose and this valve. So we're going to shut the valve. And it's just like a garden hose. It's not fancy. We're going to take our rubber hose off. Get rid of our tank. And then this thing isn't going to look so danged, I don't know, big. I know it's not big, but you know, it won't look as intimidating. These really haven't changed a lot from the 8000s. I mean, I know they've made them a lot more creature comfort, but okay, and I know I'm not exactly in the way here, but oh, there's something I never noticed before. So whoever was here last didn't put anything on the injector return lines as far as any kind of clamp. Huh, that's kind of interesting. I got a hard enough time keeping the little wire, the cheapy wire ones from leaking. I'm surprised I never noticed that until now. Okay, and we got him wiggled off. So now we can pull our tank. And I'm not excited for that. Oh, hey, hold on, I forgot up top. We've got fuel tank line, sender line, and our sender, and that's 1/4 inch, and I don't have 1/4 inch on my hand, so give me a second. There we go. And it is a wise thing to mark that fuel sender line, and we are going to do that. I'm just going to get the tank out first. Ah, there you go, one little tank. Well, is she looking wimpier? I think so. I'm going to take a bolt and put it in here because we're going to come back with more pressure washing. But just getting a chunk of dirt out of the way. What we're going to do is move back to the other side and just picking some bigger stuff out. And we're gonna take care of this bottom line here. So all I did was put the bolts and stuff back on. So on our bottom tank here, we got 3. This one here goes to your main fuel pump, and he's leaking. Just pull him up a little bit. This one here is your return line. Goes to both tanks and your injectors. And this one here is your big line in between the two tanks. So, and I would cap them if a guy was smart. But we're going to pull this line out if I can. I gotta get that hose clamp off the top. Okay. We're kind of being careful not to get a bunch of spooge in the inside. There. And I already unhooked your injector return line here from the injectors. I'm going to snake him out. There. And our main fuel pump line, we're just going to have to cap him and leave him. I don't have caps for these in my pocket, so I'm going to go find something. Okay, now that we got stuff somewhat capped, we can get back to our fuel tank here. I'm going to take our little valve out. Going to put our plug back in. And we're going to tighten them up. There, and he's not as tight as he once was, but he'll be all right. And get rid of our last of our fuel. And now we can finally start looking at getting rid of our nice handy little bench top here. So what we got to do is get these steps off, and they're just straps. And I want to look a little further. If I remember right, he's just in a C channel. Yeah. So we're going to start with our steps. And I got to find a 9/16. There's just two straps here that you got to take off. And he comes off. Along with him, this shield should fall off here too. Then up front here, it's two bolts right here and here. Just pull them off. All right. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys here a couple things. So I could take this fuel tank bracket off because there's a bolt here holding, this is your cab mount. Bolt here, and underneath this drive shaft right here, there's a bolt holding it up. But I kind of wonder if this drive shaft was taken apart and not timed properly. Because if you look from this angle, you're looking at that U-joint, and that down there, it's off. You can just see it's not clocked right. I don't know. This is where I wished I knew more about these things. I'm not for certain what way that's supposed to be clocked, whether these two yokes are supposed to be on the same side or whether they're supposed to be 90 degrees apart. I don't know. Our frame rail, that was same as the other side. Pull our four bolts off, make sure there's nothing tied up behind, and these should all be tied up. Whoever was in here last, because I know this engine was supposedly been rebuilt, but I kind of think it was thrown together pretty dang quick, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna be real curious when I actually start taking stuff apart inside. And the reason why I'm gonna be real curious is when Dad bought the 9600, I think that had 3 different sets of pistons in it. I really hope this isn't the same thing. I know going back together, it is all gonna be, you know, it'll all be correct. All right. And I actually think this is about as far. I'm debating whether or not I should take this bracket off. I think it'd give me just a little more room. You take this yoke off here, a little more room to clean up in there. And then the other thing I'm debating on, those duals got to come off yet. But I kind of wonder if I shouldn't move that inside tire out as far as I can. Because we got that PTO to work on under here. And it, tell you what, it'd be a lot nicer if we could work on it clean. Well, I'm going to give that a couple thoughts and we'll see where we get. Well, I made that decision. This frame is coming off. It's just, when I bought this thing, it was so dirty. I'm kind of surprised they let it go across state lines. If anyone's really interested where this come from, this tractor's actually made a fair few miles. From what I can tell, well, I shouldn't say from what I can tell. It is a European model, so I'm guessing it was sold in Europe somewhere. And guessing it was imported to the States. It was made in Antwerp. But from when it got imported to the States, it ended up in New York. And I bought it from New York, and that's New York State. I couldn't tell you the exact town. That's just our intake pipe bracket that it was used in, or area it was used in. But yeah, it comes from New York. This is kind of a fiddly piece. It's not hard to get out, but you got the glass to worry about. And I know you can take them further apart, but I don't have to. Sometimes it's nice leaving some stuff somewhat together. But there we go, he's out. And this thing's starting to look kind of wimpy now. Noticed another thing here, my clamp for my air filter's gone. I never noticed that before. But we're to the point where we could take this little wishbone off. And he is just 4 bolts going into the head. I think I'm just going to take him off. Well, I'll put you in time lapse. You can see my struggle then. So I did, just took my dual bolts out and kind of waiting for the track loader over there to finish charging. But when that happens, we'll take and pull that whole side off and the other side. Don't know what else to really tell you guys at the moment, other than this is why we pulled it off. I mean, you can see in there, it's all just caked full of shit. It'll trim up though. Side rails, everything behind the side rails, get all that cleaned up. But yeah, next let's see if I can't get you something for pulling them duals off. Well, sun's going down, and I broke my fuel sender line off. But Anyway, sun's going down. I'm tired and I'm wet. And I'm nearly clean. There. We won't lose them on the road now. But I think we finally got something that's nice and easily workable. It's cleaner than most mechanics will ever see. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't like coming home just black neither. So I don't mind getting dirty, but just looking here, I think I can get all the bolts, and yeah, like I said, it's perfect knot, but we're getting there. Well, either way, I think this is going to be the end of this one. Next will be pushing it in the shop and just getting into it. So hope you guys enjoy. Share me with someone around, and we'll catch you next time. Have a great one.